Okay. Now I know we're not meant to be using it here, but these little cheap nasty things have left me no choice. You're taking one for the team, little digger. You can sit there and think about what you've done.
Oh, so much better. Beautiful. Can we reach? Not quite. Fantastic.
RC construction gear. Tell you what, 2025 seems to be the year that it got miniaturized, eh? You might recall, if you've been around this channel for a while, that I had an interview with Jonathan, who was building the Nano RC. It's undergone a name change or two, but this is something that he built in his garage on CAD, and then he got an injection molder and went through the whole process. This thing's just been released. It became a Kickstarter, and it's had great success, and I think he's been shipping now finally. I just read this morning the 400th unit has been shipped, but this has been a completely grassroots USA designed and made development, including a radio system. It's not some off-the-shelf thing. This is a bespoke system that's designed just for this machine. We're going to get to that. I've got the Huina 1580 hydraulic conversion that I did on the channel a while ago, and you can see that video there. That was a 45-minute video that showed me taking the 1580 from stock electric form to hydraulic, and these are real hydraulic lines that are running on this machine. Now I've got this here for a size comparison. I know it's a bit off screen, but it gives you an idea of how big things are. This is a little tiny forklift. Now he doesn't really belong with the others, but he's here because it's the same kind of size as the others, and it's also quite cheap. Now it comes now with a trailer, but when I first got it, it didn't. So this is a secondary purchase for me. It doesn't have a articulated dolly wheel. It wasn't quite good enough to hold like one of these little fellas on the back without this thing struggling, because it's front wheel drive, rear wheel steer like a typical forklift. But I've actually taken the top off. You can do that. There's a couple of screws and the back one, so 3 screws. You pull the top off. This is metal, but the underside's plastic. And I got some weights and I stuck them inside at the top over the rear wheel. And I've got another one on the back here. That's because I haven't quite gotten around to making something that looks better. We're just going to pretend that that's a gas tank and that this thing runs on LPG. There's a little notch in this little plate here. And the way this works is you can slide the things across, and they've got like a little C on them. You kind of stick it up underneath in that notch, and then you can move it across however you like, and it stays there. Fully removable. Now the plate itself doesn't actually tilt. Nicer forklifts, real ones as well, they'll let you tilt the gantry or whatever this thing's called somewhat, so that you come in low and then you get it underneath, and then you can tilt back a little bit, and as it lifts up, you've got gravity on your side as well to hold the thing. You don't have that, so it's always angled just a little tiny bit. Now it's got like a little tiny belt band thing from the little motor underneath. And the teeny tiny remote it comes with is super cute. It has just like a little coin battery in the back of it. Charges with USB-C underneath, and it comes with a cable inside the little tiny box. Now I've also added these rare earth things because I thought they looked like a decent little load for the thing. There we go. So rear steering. Pretty straightforward, right? Now there's a 30% button. Oh, there we go. And there's a 100% button. Now there's no trim, is there? Oh yeah, there is here. All right. I'm going to go back to 30% because 100% is just too high. Now she's steering a little bit too far. So if it's not quite centered, you've got to, this is a throwback to kids from, you know, my age. If you're in your 40s, this is how you used to adjust the steering on RC cars before you had a trim option. That's better. Now, there are little tiny up and down buttons here as well. I like to see something that's slow like this because that tells you it's probably got some torque to it. How high does it go? Good question. I heard you ask that. That's it. That's how high it goes. So not particularly high, not particularly adjustable, right? But it's high enough, probably not by coincidence, that you can get it onto a trailer just like that. Isn't that great? If I pull that off, so we slide it down, pop him out. Did you hear that? That's metal. They're just cheap alloy, but the plate here is plastic, but the little forks themselves are metal. Come on, over you come. They're nice and fixed. They take some sliding, and that's a good thing. This is not metal, this is plastic, this hook. I'd prefer that because those little fellas that want to be strong, this guy's going to be strong enough being plastic on its own. The only downside of this is it's, because it mounts upwards like that, the lowest it'll go is that. But we're going to assume that that's okay. Now, how's it drive with the weight on the front? Well, I've added weight inside, and I suggest you do the same. I think this little thing is more maneuverable thanks to that. Still, there's massive understeer when you're trying to reverse because the weight's in the front, so the steering wheels at the back don't have a lot of authority over the vehicle, but still quite maneuverable. Now, we are on 30% here. Let me bang it back to 100. The problem is there's no proportionality here. It's just either off or full. So if you have something heavy on the back, you're in for a bad time sometimes. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, the understeer is still crazy. I'm going back to 30%. So there's a problem here. What if we get rid of that weight on the front? That's probably not helping, is it? Oh, hang on, can it lift it? No, it can't. Oh, okay, you know what we didn't do? Sorry, I was getting so busy doing maneuvers. How well does it lift something heavier? If you are interested in this guy, see this link here. I'll link it on Amazon. Check the description for everything we look at today. Right, now let's see. Because this is realistic. It's actually quite heavy. It probably can't do it. I'll be blowed. Look at that. Because it's elastic, the oh, there you go. There's a bit of slipping. I cannot believe it lifted that. I cannot believe that. They're a similar mass. Like it's not light, that little thing, for what it is. Now to drive with this, we're going to need to put some mass on the back. Oh, I can't wait to show you this mining truck. This is the stupidest thing ever. Is this so like that should be enormous compared to this. If that's that big, this thing should be like anyway. So there's the understeer I was talking about with a trailer on the back. Oh boy. More power. And because this little dolly wheel doesn't rotate like it should, like really I'd like to see this be able to turn, Now it's trying to pull the rubber. It's like an anchor. And they're also like a locked thing. So to make this thing better, it needs to be redesigned. Let me know in the comments. I'm giving myself homework here. Let me know in the comments if you'd like me to design one of these for you. I'll base it on this so that if you buy this and it comes with this, I'll make it so that we might even try and use the same bed because they're screwed on. And I'll just make you a new jockey set. So you'll need to put the pin through it, and just so that you've got a rotating wheel, because this is nearly useless like this. It needs to be able to turn. I'm going to need a few comments asking for that one if you want it, because it's going to be a bit of effort. Happy to do it for you though. Right, so there's that. I might put it in the shed though. Now the shed is a new project. I'm very excited about it. It's not being released or talked about yet, but it's coming. And it's unlike anything else on the internet. And I can't wait to show you. But it's also probably where you're going to start finding my designs. And look, I will say, if this thing lived on the dining room table or whatever table you've got, it's going to get played with, isn't it? Because it's just fun. Now combine it with these guys, and because it's empty, this premium box just ain't going to want to open up. There we go. Made a liar out of me straight away. These, both of them, come in very pretty little boxes. They're well finished. They come with the cable and a simple manual, and that's it. But they're very well protected in here. Right, now we're going to turn them both on. Again, chargeable by USB-C underneath. I don't know what the runtime is. I haven't played with them long enough, but I've only charged them once and I've played with them a little bit. Oh, they're proportional. How about that? I wish to lower the, change the steering. It's proportional steering too. I have noticed it gets stuck sometimes. That's my only complaint about this little vehicle. It's capable of going pretty slowly. The controls are not bad. These are rubber. This is actually a surprisingly nice little thing. These are almost definitely not functional. I'm going to leave them down because they get in the way of my thumbs. Yeah, you steer too far one way and it gets stuck. What about the other way? No. I love that it's double rear. Okay, so it drives just fine. Don't know why mine gets stuck like that. Shoulder buttons on top. Now these are like some of the cheaper winners that I've looked at. They're not just one and the other function. It's just a reciprocating wheel, so it's going to be on a motor with a worm gear and just another reciprocating gear. So it's not a big deal really. How much mass can it hold? I don't know, this probably is the best choice because it fits and it's heavy. It's not a problem. Like it's got plenty. And it just stalls out. Okay, so that's pretty nice. Gosh, it's got some pep in its step, hasn't it? So that's that fella. Now this guy is a similar thing, unfortunately. If you were hoping for a fully controllable machine, you're not going to get it. It's a single motion. Hang on, we'll go the other way. It'll be perfect every time, and you can reverse, I suppose. It's got its uses, but it's because it's reciprocating, that takes the magic out of it for me. But there's a more egregious problem with this digger, and it actually probably to Jonathan's relief, because this thing costs a fair bit more. It makes this thing look so much nicer. There's no turret rotation on this. It's manual. So you can drive all you like, but it's limited and manual. So any driving you do with this thing, and it won't be particularly satisfying driving either, because it's always forward. You're never going backwards with it, unless it's just the throttle. Functional, right? But not particularly, especially if you're reversing, it's very apparent. So it's a bit silly. Can it dig? I'm sure it can. How is it on inclines? How's this other thing on inclines actually? Cool. Now it is still proportional, so you can go slowly. This thing's not going to be able to reach. There's no way. Hang on, I went the wrong way. There's no way. So that's another issue. This big fella here is reaching down over the table right now. This thing can't really reach down low. Rubber tread though means it's actually pretty stable. Can it pull itself forward? That's something that's probably worth finding out. Yes, it can, only just. But it's also fighting the rubber tread. I'm going to need to reverse up this thing if I'm going to be tipping into it. And we haven't even filled it yet, but firstly, can we do the grade when we're empty? I was very careful. It gets stuck quite a bit. I don't know why. And only to the right. This is obviously an unrealistic grade, but it's my limited effort solution. So it can handle steep grades, but you're going to need to have a platform for dumping. This started its journey some time back, and our friend Jonathan in the USA has been very, very busy indeed. Now this is a beautiful, simple thing. There are no extra shoulder buttons or anything like that. It's a USB charged remote. We'll turn it on. This comes with separate batteries if you want, but the battery lives in here somewhere, somehow. There we go. And like a good hobbyist, I've left it connected. Don't do that. All right, on. There's a little switch on the side there. We've got a little blue light to show that it's connected. Now, there are only 1, 2, 3, 4 channels on this, but wait, let me show you something. There's turret, stick, boom, and bucket. Now, how do we drive the thing? Well, so you press the right one to change between functions. Yeah, that's it. This is slow, but as any engineer watching will be nodding away and telling you, slow is not necessarily a bad thing. Because, hang on, press the button, lift it up, press the button. There we go. Slow means strong for something like this. Being that it's got rubber treads, this should be no problem at all for it. Oh, and it's proportional as well, so you can go as slowly as you like. This is not how you do this probably, but anyway, let's give it a go. Open the bucket. A little bit much mess, haven't we? We're going to go forward a bit more. All right. I want the bucket out, I want the stick out. We're going to go low. Oh, yes, yes. Ha 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 ha. All right, all right. What have I done wrong here? I bet you it's gone past its limit. I just have a feeling. Yeah, it went past. So there's a lower limit. So that might need some testing, Jonathan. It's once it's disengaged off the gear, what's happening here? There'll be the bottom of this boom. I haven't looked at it. I can't see because I've got terrible eyes these days. But the bottom of this will be like the bottom of many of these others. It'll have gears, right? Just take it this as this. And there'll be a worm gear here. So it's basically engaging. Once it got low enough, it's come off the worm gear, which is why there's this movement. That there. So what you're seeing here is this is the worm gear, this is the bottom of that arm. It's coming in contact with that gear again, which is why if I do this, if I pick it up just a shade, it'll grab again. So now it's just grabbed the bottom gear on that. So, I mean, Jonathan, for the next run, you might add another tooth. Or have a limiter so that it can't go that low. Both of those are reasonable solutions. For me, I think what I would want to do is put just a little notch or a little grub screw, like drill a tiny hole, I know, but hey, hang on, we'll leave it there. Drill a tiny hole just in there and put a grub screw on it so that the lowest it can go is slightly higher than that. So it can only go that low rather than that low. And that will keep that gear engaged, and there we go. Anyway, I can't tell you how much fun this is. Now, let's get this guy, did he turn off, did he? Oh, it's got a timeout. There's a lesson in there. I'm probably yammering on too long. Oh, you're fast. I forgot. Be careful, Craig. Yes. This is so good. How far can I stretch without spilling it? Oh, you guys are not on the right angle here. Here. There you go. I think that's all right. Okay. Yes. Oh, this is so good. So I'm going to need to help it for the aforementioned reason. I tried not to go so low that time, but it did fall off the end, so there we go. That's okay. Now, if you've already got one of these and you want to fix this, 2 ways to do it. I think the best way is actually going to be, to stick a grub screw either on that or on this, and I think I'd be inclined to put it on the case itself. So yes, Jonathan, if you see this and let me know what your plan is, or if you've already fixed it, let me know and I'll pin your answer. I'll add it to the pin comment because I also have some sponsored links down there. Right, so we want to come off this. Oh, hang on. I've barely driven this because I've been waiting to do it on the camera for the first time, but I've been so impatient to do it. Now, this is sublime to control. It's so nice. So if you want to hear a bit more about what went into this, see the description and also see here now for the link to the interview I did with Jonathan back when this thing was still a prototype and not ready for release. Now, I understand from reading on the Facebook group that exists just for Nano RC Nation that there's at least half an hour runtime in these little batteries. It's the same battery that goes in this and also goes in that, and it's expandable. So that is just brilliant. Do you know what? This video is going to be quite long. I'm going to do a 2-parter because I think I'd like the focus to be on these small ones, and we might... This steering is annoying though. The only thing I really like out of these 3 is that guy, the forklift. Funnily enough, I'm going to do a separate video for these 2, but I might do that right on the tail of this. So we might do a 2-for-1, and I'll release the second video sooner than usual. Let's do that. I'm trying not to go full right because it gets stuck. It got stuck again. So it's a bit annoying, that. We were up there and now we're not. Oh, come on, little thing. No, don't be like that. This is not going well. I'm determined to tip this though. It's just traction. I think if we had more mass or if I had a different surface, we'd be all right. Wow. Doesn't like it. Well, I'm tipping it anyway because I want to. It's still not all tipped, but look, granulated stuff is lightweight. These are really fun little tabletop jiggers. I'll put a link to all 3 of these. I'm pretty sure from memory that the store for all of these is the one store and you just make the selection of what you like. This can still be fun, this guy. The steering thing I hope is unusual. I don't know if I showed you that mechanism before actually. I'll show you that right now. It's down, it's the middle thing, down in the middle there. Yeah, but the forklift is absolutely great. Add some weight underneath and you'll be a happy camper. For me, the star of the show is very easily the Nano RC. I have no affiliation with Jonathan. I just like what he's doing. There's no affiliate link for me or anything like that. I'm just saying, hey, this is a brilliant little designed and made in the USA product. He made it as much in America as he could. The tariffs did a number on the project, but it's back under control and they are shipping as we speak. By the way, Jonathan sent me a beautiful thing. He said, well, hey Craig, that turned out to be a whole journey and a half. Please let me know your thoughts or feedback once you take it for a spin. Well, you've got my feedback, Jonathan. Wishing you all the best, Chris. And he's got that crossed out and written Jonathan. You want to learn about that big Chris energy? Check out the interview. It was great. 100 milliamp hour LiPo. So these are little tiny drone copter sized batteries with a reliable connector. So nice to have that and a little charger for it. What a great package. Some spare E-clips. Oh, he's included a rubber port that'll plug in there and just fill that space, which is very nice for scale. Good thinking, Jonathan. They're universal axles, these little things. The motor's in the back, or the little geared thing. That's actually very nice. There's a spare main gear, spare links for the buckets, and if there are attachments released in future, which, knowing Jonathan, I wouldn't put it past him, you'll need those links potentially. Foam. Isn't that nice? So this is going to keep this thing safe and sound. I'll finish with this. Someone in the Facebook group just the other day said they've been playing with this now for half an hour a day since they got it, and I've had this one for at least a month. It's been a while, sorry, Jonathan. They've been playing with it every day for half an hour. Hasn't missed a beat. I mean, to me, that's just reflects the care and attention that went into this wonderful little machine. The care that goes into this and the strength as well. This feels just like any of the nice, bigger excavators I've got. And I've got almost every linear actuated excavator available, including under this bench, the nicest ones from Double Eagle and Wiener, the $1,000 jobs. We really got to get around to those. Speaking of getting around to something, I need to get around to pressing stop on this video. It's been a long one. Thanks for watching, guys. Throw me a like. The shed is coming, so I'll have more stuff on that soon. Thank you for watching, guys. Thank you so much, Jonathan, for making this. I love it. It's the star of the show for me. Nano RC. Brilliant. And yeah, throw me a like. I'll catch you next time on RC-TNT. Very soon with these two. Let's do that. Cheers.